Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel ACS2. Actually, I have committed biggest mistake few years back, maybe 20 years back, when I completed my 10th class plus 2 and then I go into commerce and all those things. Why I'm discussing here this thing? Because nobody knows at that time that Venus is my yoga karaka, Venus is ruling my 10th house, and I need to go to media. Nobody told me. And I go to no astrologer. I just go to commerce and MCom, and then I started my journey with media because planets tell me to go there. They motivate me. But this is important that your kid or you must know that what is his career path. And this is why we are making this video. D10. Why it is important. Akashji all set with his research and case study. Let's welcome him. Akashji, Namaskar, Ram Ram, Om Namah Shivaya.
Rohiji, very well said. We make a very important part for all the parents is to do the career consultation around um, 8th or ninth standard, like 8th,
Yes,
ninth grade. That
yes.
is the most important. And they should have multiple, at least two or three consultations with different people to see, what is best of three. Because somehow that is the time when every parent should decide that this is my kid, this is where my kid should go.
Akashji, you can't believe before you say anything, I was discussing about myself. Nobody guided me that your destiny is media, Venus is your everything. I just blindly take commerce, doing BCom, then doing MCom, then doing MBA, and then destiny is destiny. And somebody out, I jumped into the media, and then some astrologer told me, "Oh, you are made for media." I say, if I did this thing 7 years back, 8 years, when I give my everything to commerce, I will be way ahead. So this is the big thing.
That is why today we are going to talk about D10. That is a very important part of your life. D10 is the 10th division of your birth chart. So here we will do a deep dive into D10, its Lord, importance, and the sixth and the second house in astrology for career. Very important. The second house is the house of money, and the sixth house is the house of daily work and routine. But
Hmm.
overall, it will be covered everything, and we will also discuss about every planet of D10, like first lord in the 10th lord in the first house, 10th lord in the second house, 10th lord in the third house, that way also. But before that, I will give a little bit of brief. What is D10? So if earlier, now there are many softwares which can give you D10 knowledge like this. But here are the some of the steps to determine D10 chart, because unless and until we go deep into the beginning of the of the chapter, we will not be able to understand. It is very easy, put a date in the software and go and see D10. But what is D10? Identify the ascendant or rising sign of your birth chart. Divide the entire zodiac into 10 equal parts starting from the ascendant. Again, assign each division to the corresponding zodiac sign. Once you have determined the sign of each division, note the planets present in those divisions and their aspects. Analyze the placement, strength, and aspects of planet in D10 chart to understand the person's career, prospects, and professional attributes. Now, all these 4 5 steps which we discussed right now is now available on a click. You don't have to divide anything. You go on the software, you put your details, you see the divisional charts, and you will find D10. So D10 is very important chart because it signifies the career or the career path. But there are many layers in D10 as well, which we will discuss in the video. I am doing this video so that people who know a little bit of astrology, they can actually, make their own decisions according to the D10 chart. But those who do not know anything about it, do not, play with fire. That is what it is. Suddenly, you will think something, make some assumption, and do your D10 analysis. No, you find a professional in your area, in your local area, so that you can ask them or take some advice. When we are having stomach ache, we do not take medicines ourselves. We go to the doctor. So that is the same way you go to the professional. Now, 4 things which we have to make sure during D10 is first, number one is planetary positions. Second is ascendant. Third is yogas and combinations, aspects, and fourth is houses. Houses. Examine the houses in the D10, particularly the 10th house of career and profession, and the planet associated with that 10th house is very important. because it will signify what you desire for your career. What when in school teacher tells us, right, okay, what will you become? As I will become doctor, I will become engineer, I will become pilot, I will become this. That is just desire, but reality is something very different. Now, Rohitji, here we will determine this through, through the houses of D10. Okay, this is completely video for D10. D1 Lagna has nothing to do with it. Okay, so D10 chart. Number one, in the analysis of the Shamsha chart, the initial house or Lagna in the D10 diagram symbolizes our desire or capacity to engage in actions. Okay, Rohitji, if the ruler of the ascendant in the D10 chart is weak, it affects the entire diagram. So we have to make sure that what who is the ruler of the D10 and 10th house as well as the ascendant. If they are weak or not, they do not have any association with the 10th house lord, then it is going to be a difficult period for them. Now, there is a case study in the video as well where we will discuss about my own chart, because I am the most, I can judge my chart the best, and my D10 chart, which signifies that why some different career earlier and now why a different career. Also remember, D10 chart is completely linked to your Dasha and Antardasha as well. So, there are many layers. So only planet placement is not the thing. Sometimes your planet placement is very good, but your Dasha is coming at 80 years of age. So there is no use. So we have to find the alternative. So there is P1, Priority 1, Priority 2, Priority 3. Three planets, three places in D1 which we have to look at where, what kind of planet is there. If this is not the Dasha, Antardasha right now, then leave it. Go to the second layer. Then leave it, second layer, third layer. So this is how we have to determine. The second house, it determines your association, that is with communication, family resources, and various other aspects. It also reflects our values and nature of our occupation. Now, here, if you have malefics like Rahu and Saturn in the second house, it indicates that you will be engaged in socially unacceptable work. That means you will be someone who would say a lot of lie to get your things done, to get your work done. Because these planets, if they are not placed in a well position in the second house, then they can create problem. And on the other hand, if you have benefic planets like Jupiter and Venus, you would not pursue such professions unless the lack of ability to do otherwise. This has a very deeper meaning. This has a meaning unless Rahu is as Rahu is with Jupiter, making Jupiter a problem, or Saturn is aspecting, or Venus is with Rahu. So such people become tricksters. You would not pursue such brands. What is the second house, Roji? It is the house of your speech. So that means from your mouth only you will earn, but telling lies all the time. The second house also reveals the level of support you have from your family and those who endorse your work. Now, this is again another layer here which I have added, is that whenever is in the second house, if such malefics are sitting, your family will not support you. Such people do not have support from the family. If the family is completely lineage is like that only, then there is no question about it. But if in generally someone who's a liar, someone who does bad things, someone who will cheat you, the family will first disown that person, because there is a saying called charity begins at home, and such people start from the home only. Now, third house is again, uh, closely linked to bravery, short journeys, and transitions. Now, it governs job transfers, career shifts, and travel. Additionally, the third house signifies one's writing skill. A favorable placement of the third house or its ruler in D10 chart, especially in conjunction with the 10th house or its ruler, indicates a strong aptitude of writing. So, this combination is very beneficial for poets and writers and script writers, and some people who are expressing to their thoughts. That is what is third house is very favorable for. And these are only the definition of the houses. We will talk about the 10th lord in each and every house. What does it make you? Fourth house, Rohitji, again, it governs happiness and contentment in your relationship to one's job. It represents overall satisfaction from their professional life. The condition of fourth house influences your professional image. It is the fourth house contains a strong and unaffected presence of Moon, Jupiter, and Venus. It greatly benefits your professional reputation and how you are perceived at work. So, when we are talking about career, so for career, for the contentment, for the happiness from a career, Fourth house has to be seen in the D10. That will tell you that what kind of happiness or satisfaction you're going to get from your career, or you're always going to get sorrow. Now, fifth house, Rohiji, in the Shamsha chart, the fifth house symbolizes our success, 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 obstacles, suitable employment, and challenges. So, sixth house and fifth house, they work in combination. Now, if the sixth house contains malefic planets like Sun, Mars, or Saturn, it can actually be beneficial because it helps you overcome obstacles and difficulties that may arise in your professional journey. That is why whenever there are malefics in Dushtana in the sixth house as well, so here you can achieve something miraculous. Such people can become very good lawyers, very good doctors, because they are always surrounded by difficulties. Police officers, they are always around judges like magistrates. Such people are always surrounded by difficulties. And if Sun, Mars, or Saturn are here, in fact, Rahu is also here, then it is very beneficial. The seventh house in D10 is associated with business endeavors. Its seventh house is prominently positioned in your D10 or has a connection with the 10th lord. Like seventh house lord and 10th house lords are friend, or they are exchanging aspects, or they are, in conjunction, or sitting in their houses only. It indicates potential for engaging into enter, they can become entrepreneurs. They can become like business owners. A strong seventh house indicates some favorable business ventures, because I keep telling and repeating, seventh house is the house of status. In D10, seventh house is not the house of marriage. Okay, so remember, everything is here has just all the houses. What do you say? Results remain the same, but it comes for the career and for the job and for the profession. Okay, Rohitji. Now moving forward, seventh house. We already talked about seventh house. I think I came here again. The seventh house is associated with business. A strong seventh house is favorable for pursuing business ventures. The seventh house is the fourth from the fourth. If you have benefic planets in your seventh, it is fantastic for your prestige at work, travel, and so on. Okay. Eighth house, Rohitji. So eighth house holds a sense of mystery and is associated with unexpected gains. Unexpected events, delays, obstacles, and challenging. However, it is important to note that eighth house is the 11th from the 10th house. If we count gains, sudden gains, it is 11th from the 10th house. In the D10 chart, the 8th house reveals the nature of delays and transformative experience that you may encounter in your professional journey. If the 8th house is strong or favorably placed, it can also bring sudden advancement in your career, because 11th house, sudden gains. Additionally, the presence of 3rd or 8th house may indicate temporary pause or break in your career. This means additionally the presence of malefics in 3rd or 8th house. I wrote stop. I think malefic I missed. Third, presence of malefic in the 3rd and 8th house may indicate temporary pause or break in your work and career. So make sure 3rd and 8th house are also seen. I feel 3rd house is the 8th from the 8th, if I'm not wrong. In the D10 chart, 9th house signifies luck, fortune. Everything remains the same for all the houses, Rohitji. But here it comes into a different way. Now, presence of superior or higher authorities in your professional lives. It indicates that. That means you will mostly be in job. If the Lord of D10 ascendant is positioned in the 9th house, by chance, it often indicates a tendency towards self employment. Only when the Lagna Lord is present in the 9th house here, then you will not be able to work under someone. You will be only be able to work only with yourself, because you will be your own guru. Moving on to 10th house, Rohitji, when 10th house Lord is located in the 10th house or forms a conjunction with the first house Lord in the 10th house. So this is a very significant, and I have a case study for this in the later period. This combination is highly favorable and indicates the potential for attaining a prominent position in government. Individuals with this position can tend to have a preference for working independently rather than in a long-term partnerships. When they might begin their careers with employment under someone else, they eventually gravitate towards starting their own business or engaging in self-employment. And there is a case study for this, Rohitji. It is my chart, which has this kind of same position. But there is a catch there because of the aspects of planets. That is what I will explain you, that how to look at D10. It is very confusing, D10. It might look very easy, but it is very confusing, very difficult. So 11th house, we have discussed all the time. 11th house is gains, social connections, and networking. It signifies achievements, financial benefits, and the support received from your social circle and relatives. So here, if the Lagna Lord is by chance placed in the 11th house, that means you have to understand that all my business is supposed to be through social connections only. So I have to become an extrovert and be out there in the social environment. This reflects to extent to which you can leverage your relationship and connection to attain success and secure financial. So that means you have to be someone else on your face and someone with a motive on the back of your mind. The 12th house, Rohit, is associated with foreign countries and nations, where the 12th house Lord is in conjunction with the 10th house. In the 10th house or in association with the first Lord of the ascendant, it indicates potential career in foreign country. There should be some relation between first house and 12th house Lord. If the by chance the first house Lord is sitting in the 10th house and the 12th house Lord is sitting in the first house, that means again your professional growth will happen in foreign country, or you will find your solace or find your motive in the foreign country. Again, I have a case study for this to make sure that this is right. Now, these placement of 12th house have a significant impact of professional life and differ somewhat from position indicated in the D1 chart. So D1 chart is completely different. Do not just look at D10 chart as you're looking at D1 chart for like only for career. Everything is remains the same. Just look at it as a career, and you will be able to uh, feel that what kind of results you are getting, and then you will be able to analyze yourself. Rohit ji. Yeah.
What I want to ask is that these all houses which you tell, is it significant in D10 only?
Yes, this is only for D10, Rohitji. So understand. So in second house, we count about we say dhan kutum vani, like money, family, and your speech. So make sure that you just look at the second house lord and see that in your workplace, in your profession, that is the planet which rules your speech. In the sixth house, we see enemies and we see struggles and we see competition. So the sixth house lord, if it is strong, then you will prosper in some struggle, some kind of a competition. But if it is not strong, then you will not be able to.
You see lots of chart till now, and lots of career consultations you have already did. What you suggest that suppose my nephew is going to give this LLB entrance test, and some another test, maybe somebody is giving NEET test. Will they approach an astrologer or a career consultant before all these things, or they should try their luck first and they should go to astrologer?
I think before investing big amount of money,
Okay.
for example, I have a case study which I cannot share because I do not have the consent, but I can just tell you the story. The
You can tell
story is that
without names. Without
Yeah.
names.
The story is that the person went to Switzerland for 5 years to
Oh,
do hotel management. He did hotel management, got good grades, became the gold medalist in Switzerland, and he became a very good, like there was no one even matching, nothing, no one even close to that person. He got his job in US, internship fully paid, and internship like starting job of 60,000 US dollars, very good job as an internship, very good. Those who are in US and the IT industry, they will understand what it is. He came back to India after spending almost $250,000 on his education and everything. He came back and he started working in a gymnasium as a gym trainer for 17,000 rupees. That is not even $250.
you want to say person go to Switzerland, he do very good study here, he goes to US, he got very good job there, he can earn in millions, but he's suddenly back to India and into some thousand job in the gym because his chart indicates this thing.
200 $200 job per month. You know why? Because his passion was into bodybuilding and fitness.
His planet saying this thing in the chart?
Yeah. Mars, Dasha. Dasha is everything. Dasha and Antardasha. His Dasha came of Mars, a sub period of Mars, and then he decided to leave everything and move out. So earlier, if there could have been a consultation with the father, he could have been guided that do not send him to a foreign country. let him just study anywhere here, like make study anything, because later on in his life his career will be into Mars. That is the Dasha, the period coming. So make sure that do not invest so much money, rather than
I
invest
think
that money and buy him a gym.
I think best thing was rather to spend 2-3 CR in this all this process. They can open the gym and he can be a gym owner.
Owner. But they wasted the time. So now here somehow astrology is that why guidance. That is why whenever kids are born, वैसे तो we do not want to see kids chart, but only for specific reason like education, career, it's
Correct.
okay. But whenever you ask you about health, no relationship, no divorce, nothing can be discussed. Only career. That's why Rohit, we have also started another service. My team has suggested that we get lot of only career questions. So this is that service you can read out and tell everyone.
Yes, and this is a service. You can visit our website www.acs2.ca and career consultation. That's only a 71 Canadian dollar. That is 4,100 Indian rupees. All the details you will get on the website and all the packages. But especially for here career consultation, because this is a time when lots of people giving NEET examination this June, July month and August. Lots of people for LLB and all these things. And I'm one of the person I told you that we go through this thing. Kashji himself told that how he go through this thing. So I think this is the best time when you can have a career consultation for your. Actually, today when we are going for some examination or entrance today in India about NEET and all these things, we spend around Akashji. I'm telling you this figure. We spend around 5 to 10 lakh rupees just to preparation of the entrance, and then it is your luck that you clear that or not, and then lots of things. So why not to consult some professional before you go to such things, because a learned professional. Akashji, I'm giving you one example. When I was learning astrology in very beginning, and my niece said me that, oh, I want to become doctor, and I see her chart and see, oh, Mars is debilitated. What are you saying? How can you be a doctor? See, what a blunder. And a Mars with debilitated Mars person become a wonderful doctor. Now she is doing doctor in a fourth year.
Debilitated planets are very good planets. They have more potential, and that is another thing which I want to tell about D10, which I will reveal the secret later, because I have some secrets that if you see that secrets, you can determine yourself that how your D10 chart is going to be functioning for you. With example. Okay, Rohitji. So some important factors. Now, first house relates to recognition, that I am summing up all the things for those people who couldn't understand. Again, to make it very simple. First house relates to the recognition you may achieve through your work. In D10, everything is for D10, nothing is related to D1. Second house concerned with investments of their origins and their origins. Third house revolves around deal making and effective communication. Fourth house indicates your office, property, and company assets. In D1, it signifies your real assets. Here it says office, property, and company assets. So if you want to buy property for an office, you have to see that Dasha, Antardasha, and is it resonating with the D10 fourth house? Then only you buy office. That is what it means. Fifth house associated with company growth and new employee recruitment. Sixth house involves competition, opportunities, and co-worker relationships. Seventh house focuses on public affairs and external interactions. Eighth house deals with corporate loans and debts. Sixth house does not do loans or debts here. It is the eighth house of losses here. It changes. Ninth house represents possibilities for corporate and professional travel. 10th house, most crucial, represent your earning potential and managerial skills. That either you will be a manager or you will be a servant. Is the 10th house. 10th house decides everything. 11th house relates to professional gains and associations through social connections. Right, Rohiji? This is we discussed. 12th house signifies hidden adversities and represents potential losses within your company and profession. So here we have to keep these factors also into consideration. Now, Rohiji, we will move into every like 10th house lord in different houses.
Before
Okay.
you move into this thing, one question more arises in my mind. That is,
Yes.
this career consultation is for the kids who are going to pursue some education or for a person like me who wants to open some, business, who want to open some showroom or want to change trade. For that person also, this is important. D10.
Yes, for everyone it is important who wants to take a major decision in their career, or start a career, or change a career, or start something with their career. Second, layer one, layer two, layer three. I told you, Rohitji, that number one is this potential. You can do this. Number two is this. Number three is this. That is why we have created this career consultation package so that people can benefit from it. And that's why I'm not kept, because I'm in Canada, Rohitji, I have to pay a lot of tax. Anything that comes here, 48% goes away. So that's why I've kept a little bit cheaper so that it's okay. But at least career
And
advice
this is
can be given in the.
why I want to disclose from your side that Akash is coming to Mumbai in the first
Yeah.
week of August. For few days he will be there. Then he will be fly to Dubai. So in Mumbai, if there are some people want to meet him personally for the consultation, they can just approach with the team. Or in the Dubai also, if people are watching this thing, he will be in Dubai. I like in the second week of the.
I will be in India. I will be in Bombay. I will be in Delhi. I will be in Kanpur. I will be in Dubai, and I will coming back to Bombay. This is how my trip is planned.
So whenever the tickets are already booked, the schedule is about to final by team. Whenever we will final this schedule, we will put in the video or the
Published.
post. You can just plan your meet with Akash.
No problem, Rohit. Here, now let's talk about Lord of 10th house in Dashamsha for D10 in different houses. So, to determine the true nature of one's profession, we must consider the combinations and arrangements for these three factors. If the 10th Lord is positioned in the first house or is a connection with the first house Lord, significant professional success can be achieved through personal efforts only. That means it says that self employed business is important for such people. This combination is highly favorable and often tends to high ranking government roles. Second layer, first is personal, personal, some kind of personal career which you choose. Second is layer is government roles. So now if something is not happening when you're putting efforts personally, now we have to see another aspects and another positions and think about government roles. However, it is very challenging for such people to actually work under others for an extended period of time. That is why they tend to start their career as employees, but eventually venture into entrepreneurships or self-employment. So those people who are checking right now, you have to have your chart open with this video so that you can check and determine the kind of does it resonate with you or not. Now, Lord of the 10th house in the second, very simple, Rohit. When it is sitting in the second house, the support of the family members become a very instrumental in a personal profession. Such people have mostly family run businesses or joint family run businesses or do job in family owned businesses. Excellent communication and interpersonal skills play a crucial role making field like sales, marketing, and teaching viable options. But mostly such people who have 10th Lord in the second house will choose a career of your lineage. Like for example, if someone is going into a merchant navy from 10 years, their kid have such kind of placement. They will say, no, no, dad, I want to also become a merchant navy. Some is a doctor. They will say, no, no, papa, I want to become a doctor. Mom, I want to become a teacher. So this is how it happens. Now, Lord of 10,000 third. If third house, the problem is that third house is there. It's very wavering because their personal interest keeps on changing. So job changes or role that involve frequent travel, transfers and travel may be common. So government jobs, frequent transfers, travel, career requiring courage, military, army. They have job, they have role changes. They have, they have places to change. Physical labor. Such people who are doing construction today, they are here. Tomorrow, they are somewhere else, somewhere else. Such people. Also, third house is the house of communication, so writing ability, such as writing, editing, or journalism, may be suitable choices according to the placement of your planets. Okay, Rohitji, this is how it means. Now, fourth house is associated with one's home country. That means your birthplace. When the 10th house Lord rests in the fourth house, the profession tends to be focused primarily on the native land or specific locations that is inside your homeland. You should not travel abroad unless and until your fourth house has malefic also. That is what an astrologer will look for, that what kind of malefic and what kind of benefic is there. When the 10th Lord aspecting the 10th house in this placement. So just imagine 10th Lord sitting in the fourth house, aspecting the 10th house. Aspect, very important. The likelihood of success increases. An individual exhibits strong leadership qualities and authoritative demand. So such people become Such people have very focused career. Such people have career in lot of places where their authority is required. Like, for example, Queen Elizabeth II, who just recently passed away, she had Sun in the fourth house. So Sun is the planet of royalty, aspecting the 10th house. So basically, that royalty was aspected into everything she owned. Like, she was someone who had so much royalty, so much of power that the placement of Sun in the fourth house gave her. So
You're
if
talking about the D1 chart of Elizabeth?
D10,
D10.
yes, yes, no, D1 is not in the topic anymore. Nothing at
Okay.
all. Because there was a chapter which K.N. Rao sir taught us about Queen Elizabeth, where he discussed about her D10, that how Sun made her a monarch, and how she will become the most because of her longevity. He told that because of that, she will become the highest ruling king or queen or monarch of time to be, like, so that she's the number one ruler. Like, I think she ruled for around 65 years, 70 years. No monarch has ever ruled this long. Not 70, even 80 years, I think. Not sure about the number. Ruchi, Lord of 10th in the fifth house. The fifth house relates to intellectual and creative abilities, profession involving research, lecturing, technology, singing, dancing, acting. Everything is seen from the fifth house. However, it is individual may not find complete satisfaction in their jobs, and there may be potential for job changes. That is why such people who are into lecturing, who are into dancing, acting, just see the nature of their work. Luigi. A dancer will not dance on one song all his life. He will keep changing, changing, changing. He will want to improve more and more. Actor will not do only one kind of acting. He will try new roles, new roles. Same way, teacher will not teach you only one chapter a day. He will go and teach you more and more and more. So just see the kind of energy the fifth house has. And when the 10th lord sits in the fifth house, this is how that energy is unleashed. 10th lord in the sixth house. If the 10th lord resides in the sixth house, there is a good chance of beginning the career through employment. Such people should mostly consider employment and working through, service oriented jobs in fields like medicine, banking, law, judiciary. They should be in job. Like, any judiciary person who is a lawyer or who is a judge, they are actually self-employed, but they're a part of a system, part of a bigger system. Anyone who's in banking, like a bank manager, he can run individually, but he's part of a big system, right? So such people should choose such careers. But also depends on many other factors. This is general prediction, but when your chart is to be seen properly, Rohitji, then I can determine that no, this is what it is. Don't worry about it. Go for it. That is what I can say, because I have been given the title D10 ka Badshah, King of D10, by my one of my friend and Atmakarka. So 10th lord in the seventh. When 10th lord is positioned in the seventh house, it is favorable combination for starting one's own business or working independently. It represents a healthy balance of industry and collaboration. Here it means that you can make a industry and you can even collaborate for contracts. Seventh house is the house of contract as well. Third house is also the house of contracts. Seventh house is also the house of contracts. Okay, Rohitji, moving on to eighth. If 10th lord in the eighth house, success may be delayed or required prolonged effort. Such people are very much research oriented, who do research for 30 years and then write a thesis on that research. Science, medicine, detective work, everything that will take prolonged results. It does not mean that there will be you will be under trouble, that you will be destroyed. A detective will not be able to solve a case in one day, Rohit. He has to
Um,
take, he has to make sure that his uh, he puts efforts, and the what we say, the result will be delayed, but it will come for sure. Science, medicine, research, that the work is too much, but the result is, after a very long time. We go for blood tests, Rohitji. So those people who are doing blood tests, they might have 10th lord in the 8th house, because they will take the blood and say, okay, you come after 3 days, because then I will get the results. Lord of 10th in ninth house. So now 10th lord in the ninth house is an excellent combination, indicating significant achievements in one's professional life. The presence of ninth lord, representing wisdom or higher knowledge, further enhances this potential. Professions such as teaching, lecturing, professorship in college and university, research scholarship, religious or spiritual leadership, and guidance may be promising. The influence and support of father figure play a very important role in career development. So Rohitji, 10th house lord in the ninth is this result. Moving on, 10th in the 10th. This is the most crucial position. If 10th Lord is in the 10th itself, the placement favors roles that allow individuals to demonstrate their authority and leadership skills. Business strategy, politics, administration, and project management can be beneficial career paths. Somewhere where they have authority over other people is what they, somewhere where they dictate destiny for other people is what 10th Lord in 10th means. A judge, a person who is a CEO of a company, a person who's a very higher position, such people. Moving on to 10th house in the 11th. Now, when 10th house finds placement in the 11th house, it paves the way for successful careers in finance, money management, social events, and related domains. This combination signifies a favorable environment for professional growth and abundance in fields associated with wealth, financial activities, and social engagements. Individual with this configuration may excel in roles involving financial planning, investment management, event coordination, or fundraising. Because 11th house is completely about gains, and that gains is not always yours. So those who are in financial services, they make money for other people also, right? So it is a very important thing to be considered. And finally, the 10th lord in the 12th. When the 10th lord of D10 chart is positioned in the 12th house, it opens up avenues for professions in fields such as medicine. Again, Rohitji, because it is also a house of hidden things, medicine, nursing, charitable services, because 12th house is also the house of service or active involvement in social events, because it is the house of spirituality. And spirituality does not mean to sit and chant. Spirituality means to actually get a difference, bring a difference in the society. So those things, those career which is healing, caregiving, that make positive impact on the society is associated if the 10th house is sitting in the 12th house. But there is, it means there is a lot of hard work. It is also service oriented because it is sitting third from itself, 10th, 11th, 12th. And third house is always the house of hard work. So nurse, and people who are in medicine, nurse, all these who do social events, they do a lot of hard work, day and night shifts. Suruji, this is what 10th house lord means in 12 houses.
This is a matter of curiosity for all of us that D10 10th house lord of Akash is sitting where?
Good. Here, Rohitji, everything is here. So see the chart. So in my D10, Sun and Mars. So now ascendant lord and the 10th house lord is sitting in the 10th house. So what is happening is I will be in a area of some kind of dominance and authority all my life. Now see my ascendant. The I told you earlier, those who are listening properly will understand this. My 12th house lord is in the ascendant and it is making a combination with the 10th house lord, 10th house placement of Mars, because it is Mars is my ascendant. So it is making a connection with my ascendant lord. So just see, Rohitji, there is a clear connection between 12th house and first. So that means when I will put myself in a foreign country, my career will prosper. And it has happened the same way. Now, because Venus is sitting in the house of what do you say, Mars in the ascendant, and it is aspecting the seventh house where Mercury is sitting with Rahu. What is Mercury? Mercury is the planet of communication. That is why I've always been into the side of communication all my life because the planet is my ascendant and the seventh house. Both are aspecting each other. And on contrary, Venus is aspecting Rahu and Mercury is aspecting Ketu as well. So there is lot of aspect in the first and the seventh house. So I will always, Ruji, so very good. What happened when I started my career in 2002. In 2004, 2 years, I was like a head of a department. Okay, I was working. Yeah. Then I became head of some other department. Then I became head of some department. So always I was in authority position only. I came to Canada, started as just a general worker. In 4 months, I was head of a department and country head. So my sun and my Mars cannot work under any other people. Maybe I will be working with a bigger organization, but I will be my own boss. So D10, if you see very closely, D10 has very important. The placement signifies what you should do and how you should do. I have to make sure that I am always authoritative and I give advice to other people rather than take advice from other people. That is why I came into this profession. Now, Rohiji,
And
the second
don't
house.
you don't you like to ask about my D10 10th lord sitting where?
Where is it sitting, Rohiji?
In 10th house.
Good. You
Sun
are
is
also
the lord and sitting is there.
yeah. So you also eight number D10.
8 8.
Yeah. So same. So authoritative. That is why you also quit your media job and you cannot work under anyone else.
Oh, yes.
Same way, I have also quit my job and I cannot work any under. I will work for other people for the benefit of other people, but not under anyone
Under
else. Now, Roji, here another secret of D10, which is very important to be known, is the owner of the second and the fifth house. Fortunately for me, owner of the second and the fifth house is Jupiter and is debilitated in my third house of communication.
Same for me. Sixth, second, and fifth house owner is Jupiter, but exalted in ninth house in
Yeah,
D10.
that is why Rohitji, a debilitated planet in D10 is the most powerful planet, even more powerful than the 10th house
Exalted.
lord,
Even more
exalted.
exalted. My Venus is debilitated in D10.
Yeah, so Venus, that's why you chose the career of Venus all your life and you prospered in it. That is media and communications. And you also did the job of, your seventh house because you were a personality because seventh house is the house which gives you designation of an anchor, of a newsreader, anchor. So that is why you did that, Rohit. Now, another thing, and that will be your source of income because we have to see the Lord of the second and the fifth house of D10. That is your source of income, and that can generate income very easily for you. And the planet ruling any house and debilitated or very weak or very in a very bad condition that planet cannot be cured. If you just put little 2% effort on that planet, it will start giving you very good results, like crazy good results. So always in detail, after first layer is looking at the 10th house lord and say that okay man, I am the person because my sun is here, sun is in the own house with Mars, that is Lagna lord. So I will be starting off as a employee, but then I will be going to a higher position. And that has always happened. I started as a small personality here, I became big. I went to India, after London, I went to London, I became a very good like every time job wise I was in a position that people used to be under me and I used to guide them. So you become a guide. But Dasha is very important.
Mm.
Dasha. Now my Dasha which is approaching for me is the seventh house Dasha from here because Rahu is exalted and Ketu is exalted in the seventh house. So now Rahu has got me toward his work, the eighth house for me in my D1. If you see in my D1 eighth house, Jupiter is sitting with Rahu. And what has Rahu done? It has activated a debilitated Jupiter to get me into this position of using social media, using the third house of communication to communicate with people and give them guidance. This is what my life has taken part because the Dasha is approaching that way. So life is not always straight line. There are many ups and downs and many ways, many layers. But we have to find the layers to actually know them. That is why D10 analysis for career in the beginning of your phase of your life, you should be part one, part two, part three. There should be three plans for you: plan A, plan B, plan C. 100% one plan will work. But you cannot have plan Z and then after doing HIJKLMNOPQ, you come to A that okay, now let me do this because the age is gone, the time is gone. Now, Roji, here there are some secrets. Okay. Now, 10th house is the desire of career or profession. Let's come back. I always wanted to become a police officer.
Mm.
Always. I here also in Canada I came, I started working with the police, volunteering and this and that, and I got there also I got Roji medals. I got so many mementos from police police people personality, long big police officers sending me memento, like commissioner kind of people coming and giving me memento for my hard work in media and communication during the COVID period.
You're talking about your this period which you're going through.
Yes, yes, in Canada.
Oh, and this is this is so interesting thing that you are going through Mars period. This is
Past
fully
period, I can prove it. I have mementos that are only given to police officers. Their emblem, which is on their head, I have that memento, real memento of RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, because I was given it as an honor. And I did nothing. I did made that videos for them, for their social events, for their charity events, and they were very pleased with it. So
rightly said. Dasha period plays very big role. See, Mars
so
take you to the police in itself.
secondly, Rohitji, you have to understand what happened. I have a craze for uniform.
Hmm.
I have a craze for uniform. I want some kind of uniform. And during my earlier days when I came to Canada, I thought at least let me do the security license only. I will get a uniform for that. And I did the security license. I have a security license that I can become a security guard only because of the love of uniform. I never wore it, nothing, but I have the license because I wanted to become a protector. Mars, what is Mars? Mars is a protector. So number one is to how 10,000 the desire of career or profession. Remember always, this is the desire that okay, I desire to be this. But if your planet is not favorable, here this does not let me get into because sun is that if sun was not here, I would have been 100% a police officer. But if sun is here, it will make me authoritative. So I will not be able to get into that zone of a minister because police obeys the governor, mayor, and they obey the minister. So there is a very big layer. So I that's why never my planet allowed me to become something like that position. Now, Rohitji, fifth house is interest of profession or career. See the fifth house. Fifth house is the creativity. Fifth house is from where you become creative. So fifth house lord is very important. Wherever the fifth house lord will be, or whoever the fifth lord house lord is, if you choose their career or their career path, it is going to be beneficial, and you are going to prosper there very quickly, quickly. Now, for me, it is Jupiter, and now see Jupiter is in debilitated position. So research says any debilitated planet in D10 indicates success in the field of that planet instantly. Not even you have to put lot of effort because that planet is debilitated, but put in always puts an exalted aspect. And if you see Jupiter here, Rohitji, from the debilitation of Jupiter, it is put it in number one exalted aspect where on my ninth house of Dharma. That means I have to be make sure that I take Dharma. You know, I should be working towards Dharma only. Secondly, Jupiter in the third house, one, two, three, four, five, looks first, fifth drishti happens on the seventh house, Rohitji. And what is the seventh house? I told in the beginning, seventh house is status. Jupiter aspects are made out of nectar. It is Amrit. It is very potent. It is going to do very much benefit for you. So it instantly gave the status of people. I told them, don't call me this Guruji, 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 Guru. Status. I never expected I will be any one person will also tell me Guruji. But they started saying Guruji, Guruji. I always humbly say that no, please. I am your friend. I am your brother. You are my sister. You are my father. You are my grandfather. You are my mother. We are family. I am not Guruji. But Jupiter gave that designation because it is aspecting the seventh house. Later, let's see the ninth aspect of Jupiter, Rohitji. Now, ninth aspect of Jupiter is going in the 11th house where Moon is sitting. Who is Moon? Moon is the owner of the ninth house. And so Jupiter and Moon made a connection. Even if there is no yoga, but again becomes the yoga of Gaj Kesari because Jupiter is aspecting Moon in some of the way. So some like 2% result of Gaj Kesari yoga I will get out of 100. That is where gains from the work of Jupiter because Jupiter is the fifth house lord. So Rohiji, this is how we determine the D10. Now, second and fifth house lord are wealth generators in D10 chart and placement or association. of planets in the fifth house indicates you to adapt the nature of that planet. Again, I will come back. See who's sitting in my fifth house. Saturn. Saturn is sitting in the fifth house. That means I have to achieve the nature of Saturn to prosper. Otherwise, I will not be able to prosper. What is Saturn saying? Saturn is discipline. Maintain discipline is what Saturn is saying. If there is Sun, it will say maintain self-respect. Number one is self-respect. Do not get humiliated from other people. Otherwise, I will give you bad results. Same way, Moon is there. It will say, take emotional decisions, not practical decisions. You cannot be ruthless. You have to have emotional decision. Rahu, it says you have to be smart and you have to be heroic. Heroism, smartness. And Ketu, it says detachment and forgiveness. And for Mars, for Mercury, there are different kind of, you know, roles. But this is what generally I can tell you about the D10. So I hope that this video or this information in the video might have given you little bit of idea about D10 and how to see it yourself rather than getting into this zone. But if you cannot see yourself, then you can surely take the advantage of this consultation.
Yes, that is the key. That is the why we make this video. This was not our plan to make this video, but we discussed that lots of people in live ask questions about entrance test they are giving, about job, about business, and they are struggling. And when Akashji see that chart and he really say, oh, you are into finance? No, sir, I am doing this. Oh, why? If you go into finance, you can do wonders. Oh, now this is not a time to go back. So this is why we decided let's guide people on the career things. That's why we are here with D10 video. So it's suggestion to all that if your kid is in 9th, 10th class, if he's on the verge of choosing some stream, choosing something about going studies in abroad, or if you are even choosing some business or some anything, if you are on the career pathway and choosing something, then let's have a consultation first. Because this consultation will give you a light on your career path and tell you where you need to go. The mistake which I did 23 years back, I suppose not to do you. So please, you can consult Akashji for this also. Details are here, www.acsto.ca. This is a website. You will get every detail here regarding different packages, including the career package. Mail ID and WhatsApp number is here. You can just drop details here. Team will contact you and you will have a video consultation with Akashji. But now, this is a golden opportunity to all of you that all family members who are with us, 30,000 family members, they can listen that Akashji is coming to India in the month of August. That means just 13, 14 days after this date, and is also going to Dubai. So you can contact the team for the personal consultation to know his schedule, that when he is in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Kanpur, or in Dubai. You will get the details for the that period and you can book a personal consultation, this time directly one-on-one sitting with Akash. So good opportunity, details on the screen. You can just have a details and meet Akashji personally. Month of August, Adik Mas, Purushottam Mas, or you can say a Savan month is lucky for you that family members can meet directly Akashji. Otherwise, you are somewhere in the other country or state, you can just drop details and have a video consultation with them. Thank you, family members. Keep subscribing. All family members when comment, na sir, I am family member 2 months back, sir, I just subscribe, I become the family member. Lots
Mhm.
of happiness come here because when family members adding in the family, this is a lots of respect for us, lots of happiness for us. Thank you, Akashji,
Thank you,
because
guys.
every time you come with different video, different guidance, and I hope that people get benefit of your this lots of research, hard work, and guidance. And as Toral say, you are the batch of D10, and this is a
Oh no,
D10 is
Toral did not say. Toral is just saying after. But there is some other person, I cannot take the name.
come other
He's
person or
Yeah. He's a very good friend of mine. Always. Bacha bhai. Bacha D10 ka bacha.
D10 ka Basha. So I think golden opportunity to all of you to get a guidance from D10 ka Basha. Thank you, Akashi. Thank you very much. We'll meet you in some another video or a live. Thank you to all family members. We'll meet you soon. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata.